Hey there, and welcome to day one of our 7-day piano challenge for beginners. So the next 7 days are basically geared towards someone who's never played the piano before, or for someone who's kind of wanting to get back into the swing of things and review some of the very, very, very basic fundamentals. We're going to be doing a mix of playing and then non-playing kind of tasks over the next 7 days. So the next 7 days aren't going to be strictly like theory type learning or learning of different techniques or notes or sheet music or things like that. It's going to be a little bit of a hybrid approach. But what we're going to be starting with today is just getting your keyboard geography down. We're going to be working on what the letters on the keys are, and then I'm going to give you a piece to experiment with and play just to practice your keyboard geography. So let's get started. The very first, most important foundational thing when you're learning how to play the piano is learning your keyboard geography, which is where the different letters on the keys go. This is the very, very first thing I teach anyone who's learning the piano, be it, a 4-year-old child or an 80-year-old adult, it doesn't matter. If you are not familiar with which letter, and we use letter symbols to learn the keys on piano because I just find that's the easiest way to do it, especially with children and with adults. So there's some people that use the do re mi system, not my favorite. We're going to use letters here, but the idea is that you want to have a really solid identification system for each one of the keys on the piano, such that when you go then to read music on the sheet, you'll be able to quickly translate. So if you're reading notes on the sheet music, but it takes you maybe a little long to figure out what note that is on the keys, your reading is going to be slow. You're going to be more prone to mistakes. So what I always encourage my students to do, and young children tend to be even capable of this, is getting really good at the letters within even a week. I like to see people in the time span of a week basically be able to instantly identify any of the keys on the piano. So let's get started. There's a couple things that are helpful to think about. So the first note that I like to teach, actually there's two. So let's back up a bit. There are 7 different notes on the piano that then repeat each other ad nauseum. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then once we've run through 7, you'll notice that these are actually the same note, but they have the difference of an octave, which means one note is higher than the other. But in tone, they sound exactly the same. One is just higher pitched. And if you look at their location, you'll notice that these notes, 8 apart, both come before a group of 2 black keys. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then we start repeating again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then we start repeating again, and so on. So every time you have a note at a location that looks the same, so you find 2 black keys at the front end, it's the same tone. 2 black keys in the middle, same tone. 2 black keys on the outside, same tone, and so on. So the first place to start, if you have a full-size piano, then you're in luck. A full-size keyboard, if you have 88 keys, the very bottom note, and you're not going to be able to see it on my camera, so just bear with me, but I'll play it here. The very bottom note of your piano sounds like garbage, but it is an A. So this is the one to remember, because if you know that the very first note, again, assuming you have a full-size piano, is the letter A is the first letter of the alphabet, this just makes it a lot easier to then figure out the rest. So bottom of the piano is A, and then you can probably figure out what the next several notes are, because we're just going to go through the alphabet. We're going to go A, B, C, D, E, F, G. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Now, once we've run through our 7 notes, we come back to A again, and then we just start the alphabet again. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. So this is actually, if you wanted to just have like a really fun random little finger exercise, this is not professional piano playing if you're doing one finger at a time, but it sounds kind of cool. Play A in the left hand and practice the 7 letters starting on A. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, da, 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 da. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And you'll notice I'm just pressing that A every time I start a new set. And the reason I'm doing that in my left hand is because it's tuning my ear to make sure that I'm hitting the same note. Like just so I can hear, okay, I am playing an A. Because if I was playing like a B, you hear those pitches don't align very nicely. They don't match up. So anyway, that's how you figure out the letters on the key. The very bottom letter is A, and then if you just kind of go up from there, you can work through all 7 letters of the alphabet, the musical alphabet, that is, and then they cycle over and over again up the piano all the way to the top. So that's how to find the letters in theory. The letter that I like memorizing by sight first is C, because C is a letter that you're going to use a lot, especially in beginner music. So what you'll look for here is you'll notice that the black keys are divided in patterns of 2 and 3. 2, 3, 2, 3. These are going to act as landmarks for you to figure out what the white key letters are. So if you find a group of 2 black keys and go just a little bit to the left, so at the front end of a group of 2 black keys, so here, 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 and I would encourage you to do this at your piano. Practice just recognizing patterns. If you're looking at a group of 2 black keys, try finding every one of those all the way up the piano. There should be 7 of each if you have a full-size piano or keyboard. So this is C. So A, B, C, 3rd letter. And this is the one I like to memorize and just instantly be able to see. So if I sit down at the piano, I'm instantly like, okay, I know that's C. It's like a homing beacon. It's a note to memorize. And then once you memorize C, you can use that as a reference point for all the other notes. So if I asked you to find a D, well, you know where C is then. So D, A, B, C, D, next letter in the alphabet, is going to fall right beside. So then I would practice finding all the D's up the keyboard. And then if I were to say E, well, you know that's the next letter. And so on. And then you can kind of start mixing it up, practice finding maybe all the G's. Okay, so I know that C is here. C, D, E, F, G. Here we go. If you spend a little bit of time on this every day, how about B? So if C is here, then I just kind of have to think backwards. A, B, there it is, B, 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 B. Spend a little bit of time on this every day. You'll pretty much get your keyboard geography figured out. So if I were to give you an assignment, I did write this down on a piece of paper that you can download. It's in my handwriting, so I'm going to warn you right off the bat. But what I want you to experiment with is just using your 2 fingers. So we're only going to be using fingers 2 and fingers 3. So your index finger and your middle finger are the only ones that are going to be used here. And we're just going to practice, we're going to play a piece. And you don't have to do it exactly how I wrote it on the paper. This is just kind of my own little demo version. Oftentimes I would just kind of make up something random for my students, whatever we were kind of making up in the class on the spot. So this is the version that I've made up for you, just so we could apply this practice, this kind of keyboard geography practice, into the context of an actual piece to practice. So we're going to start by finding C's. So I'm going to find a C in my left hand, and I'm going to find a C with my right hand. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to try to play a little pattern where I'm going C, D. So, and you might notice by sound, I really like pressing the damper pedal down for exercises like this, because it's the difference between kind of a chunky sounding exercise and something that sounds a lot more elegant, has a little bit more mystique. I think I just gave this piece the random title of the C because it kind of has this floaty sound to me. So I'm going to practice going C, D, and then I'm going to go C, D in the right hand. Then my left hand's going to come over and do C, D again. And then my right hand is going to come back and finish with G. Okay, so I'm going to go C, D, C, D, C, D, G. And this is basically going to be my pattern for the whole little keyboard geography piece. So I'll show you that in full. C, D, C, D, G. Now I'm going to do the exact same thing, pretty much, this time starting on an A. So with my left hand first, I'm going to go A, B, and then A, B, over, do another A, B, and then this time I'm going to land on a D. Just for fun, just to change it up a little bit. I'm going to turn up my volume. So A, B, A, B, B. Now I'm going to go down to an F. Similar pattern where I'm going to go F, G, F, G. I'm kind of mapping it out before I actually play it through. F, G. And this time I'm going to land on a C. So here we go. It's going to look like this. F, G. I'm going to go really slow. And I'm going to finish with G. And I'm going to do that same kind of 2-finger pattern, G, A, G, A, G, A. And this one's going to end on a D too. So G, A. And then I'm going to finish on C's. This one's going to go a little bit higher. C, D, over, C, D, over, C. Oh, actually, you know what? I just changed that. I'm going to write it down. I'm going to do something different. I'm going to go C, D, and then G, A. So I wanted to make it a little harder for the last line where you're not just doing the same letters. So this time I'm going to be hunting for C's and D's, G's and A's, C, D, G, and A, C, D, G, and A. So it's going to look something like this. C, D, G, A, C, D, G, A. And I'm going to finish on a C. Like that. So we're going to work with this for today and tomorrow. Tomorrow we're going to figure out how to apply this to sheet music and just to get a context of that. But we are eventually going to kind of make up our own little thing like this. So give this a try, even just to get a little bit more coordinated on the keyboard. What you're really aiming for is to be able to recognize and quickly kind of jump to, the C's, the A's, the F's, whichever letter you're hunting for. So good luck, have fun with this, and we will catch up and do some more tomorrow.